Hello there, welcome to another screencast. This one is dedicated to recording sound. We're going to look at three main topics today. Firstly, microphone choice and placement. What are the different types of microphone? Why should you choose one over the other? How and where can you place them? What tools do you have when you're controlling the placement of these microphones? Secondly, recording level. How and why do we set certain recording levels? What's a good recording level to work at? And thirdly, recording format. Certain recorders and cameras have the ability to record audio at different formats. Why should we use one format over the other in certain circumstances? All these questions will be answered by the end of this screencast. Let's have a look at microphones. There's two main categories of microphones: dynamic microphones and condenser microphones. In this department, we use mainly condenser microphones. This is because they're more sensitive to higher frequencies, and we're generally dealing with dialogue work where the high frequency content is important. We don't do a lot of loud live work, which is where dynamic microphones are much more suited because they've got a much more rugged construction. They can stand up to the rigors of live use. However, they don't pick up higher frequencies as well as the condenser microphones. If you are using condenser microphones, there's one thing you should really know, in that they require phantom power to work. Phantom power is a small voltage that is sent down the microphone cable, and it is required by the microphone to work. There's usually a switch on the camera or recorder that allows you to switch phantom power on or off. So if you've plugged your microphone in and you're still not getting any signal out of it, do check whether phantom power is switched on. You shouldn't really plug microphones in or out with phantom power switched on, so please try to remember to switch it off when you're unplugging microphones. Once they're plugged in, switch it on. All microphones also have what's called a polar pattern. This describes how sensitive they are to sound in the general kind of direction they are pointing. The three main types that we use in this department are omnidirectional. That means that it is equally sensitive to all sounds from all direction. Secondly, cardioid, which works in a kind of heart-shaped pickup pattern, in being more sensitive at the front of the microphone than at the rear of the microphone. And thirdly, hypercardioid. This is what our shotgun microphones pick up sound like. So they're very, very sensitive in the front of the microphone compared to the sides and the rear of the microphone. This allows you to focus on various points around the recording space and cut off sounds that aren't directly in front of the microphone. You will always want to hold your microphone with something, and there's a variety of options here. If you're recording sound with picture, you'd probably go down the boom pole route, because you want to get your microphone as close to the sound source as possible without actually being in shot. On the end of the boom pole, the mic will probably be housed in what's called a shock mount. This reduces any vibration noise reaching the microphone and allows you to get a good clean recording without any rumbles or shakes that come through if you didn't have the shock mount attached. Also, you might have what's called a wind jammer on the microphone. This will stop the wind creating noise as it cuts across the microphone. We have three main types of shotgun microphone in the department: the Sennheiser 416, the Sennheiser K6, and the Rode NTG3. All of them are fine examples of shotgun microphone. The Sennheiser K6 has the added bonus of being able to swap the microphone heads over so that you can change the polar pattern. So if you did want an omnidirectional head, you can request that and we will fit an omnidirectional head to the microphone for you. We also have a couple of sets of radio microphones. These are really good in interview scenarios. You can attach the microphone capsule to a lapel or a shirt collar, and you can get a very clean signal because the microphone's so close to the person who's speaking. One little thing to look out for with the radio microphones: the transmitters have the ability to alter the signal that they're outputting. So if you're getting a very low signal, check the transmitter to see if you could turn it up at the transmitter stage before you turn it up at the recording stage. There are handheld microphones as well. The Sennheiser MKE44P is a stereo condenser microphone that can be handheld in interview scenarios. And if you are doing any live work in a big bar or venue or anything like that, the SM58, the classic vocal dynamic microphone, we've got a couple of those in the department as well. We have a little think about recording level. When you're setting up a recording, nothing is going to be exactly the same level as other things. So you will have to adjust the recording level depending on who you're recording and where you're recording them. You're challenged to make the microphone sensitive enough so that it picks up sound without distorting, but not recording at too low a level, so that when you bring the sound up in post-production, you bring up all the noise of the system as well. So if you look at the meter diagram we have below, you want to have the signal bouncing up around in between the 20 and the 10 markers, okay? And finally, recording formats. Cameras and audio recorders can record at different audio formats. Generally speaking, video work, you work at 48 kilohertz 16-bit. So if your audio is going to be put in to a video project, you probably want to match the recording format with the project that it's going to go into. Most recorders also have the ability to record at MP3 quality. So if you are just recording a lecture and you want to keep the file size down, you might want to record at MP3. I wouldn't advise recording at MP3 if you want to later edit the audio. You're best off recording at 48 kilohertz 16-bit. So there's just a few things to think about when recording a sound. Choose your microphone wisely and get it in the right place. If you can take one thing away from this, I would say it was make sure you wear headphones when you're trying to place your microphone, because you never know what it sounds like until you put your headphones on. If there's a crackly lead or a fan in the room, you might not notice it without headphones on, so you must wear headphones if you're recording sound. Secondly, recording level. Recording sound at a good healthy level allows you to record it cleanly, so there won't be any distortion noise if it was recorded at a sensible level, and there won't be any system noise when you bring that file up to a normal level in post-production. Thirdly, check your recording format. What you don't want to do is go out and record lovely audio but record it at a very low quality MP3. That will sound awful when really you want to be recording it at 16-bit 48 kilohertz. So wear headphones, choose and place your microphones wisely, set your recording levels and check your recording formats. That should give you a good starting point in recording sound. Hope this helps.